And to shed more light on the importance of this summit, we are joined over the phone by Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Good afternoon, Mr. Ambassador.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Great, sir. So, sir, can you shed light on the main topics that were highlighted in President Al-Fattah al-Sisi's speech yesterday to the 31st Arab Summit in Algeria?
It was mentioning everything it can come to a citizen like myself or an old diplomat.
Yes.
He covered everything which we are concerned about, whether on the international level. He talked about the epidemic of corona. He talked about the negative effects of the war in Ukraine. And he also mentioned all the problems on our region, whether it's Syria, Iraq. He spoke in details about Libya, because Libya is our immediate neighbor, and he gave some proposals. He talked about Yemen, Sudan, Somalia, covering everything. And he didn't miss also the positive elements in our Arabic region, which is the economic file, asking for more and more cooperation in the field of trade, investment, and exchange of experience. So I think the President successfully covered every single problem or challenge or opportunity we are talking about in our Arab life.
Yes.
I can consider that this is a relatively successful conference, although 1/3 of the Arab countries are not in good health. And this is the challenge in front of us, to help all our brothers in those Arab countries in order to come to reason and to have a solution to their internal problems. Because in this case, our enemy is not coming from outside. The enemy is inside because of the differences between tribes and parties. And the President, of course, tackled the problem of the Palestine question, because it is our main task and our main challenge in the Arab world also.
Yes. So, sir, to what extent is the summit is a chance to increase economic cooperation between Arab countries?
I think they made a good summary about what we are facing. As a matter of fact, the trade among Arab countries, it is 12%, but this is not good enough. But for Egypt, it's 20%. For Jordan, it is 42%. For Lebanon, is much more than that.
Yes.
But my opinion, and I think they started to realize this, that trade can't be expanded unless we start to give our concern to investment.
Yes.
Because 70% of what we are importing, we do not produce in the Arab world. So the answer to this is more and more investment in the fields which we do not have, mainly in industry and agriculture. And we have the Sudanese initiative calling the Arab world to come and to invest in agriculture, especially in Sudan, which has a great opportunity to expand the agricultural production. Still, we lack concern in agriculture and industry.
Yes.
Our investments in the Arab world goes by more than 80% for services like housing or tourism or banking system, 9% only for industry, 2% for agriculture. And as you well know, that we import agriculture products by $55 billion. Here is a good chance in order to expand our investment in agriculture, whether in Sudan, in Iraq, in Syria, in Morocco, and Algeria, Tunisia, Egypt. Those countries have the ability and the chance in order to produce more and more quantities of our food.
To what extent this initiative by Sudan is a good chance for Egypt to cooperate in the agriculture field with the Sudanese neighbors?
It is our concern since decades. I remember our president, Gamal Abdel Nasser, he sent one of our ministers, Salah Hidayat, to have a tour in many African countries in order to have the chance to plant whatever we need, a cereal or any crops we need. And Salah Hidayat came back saying that we have very good opportunity in Sudan because, as you well know, the size of Sudan is more than double of Egypt. The area which is cultivable is big, but they do not plant it. So more and more Arab investment in Sudan and the similar countries is very important and highly requested.
Yes. Also, sir, if we talk about the timing of the Arab Summit, and how could you please shed more light on challenges facing the Arab world nowadays?
As a matter of fact, the summit came a little bit late because we were waiting for it 3 years ago. But because of the environment and the corona epidemic and so on, it was delayed.
Yes.
And I am of the people who are asking for a summit twice per year, not once per year, because we have a session for the Arab League twice per year. So the summit must be also twice per year in order to make our leaders able to follow whatever is going on and to give their ability to address us how to tackle these problems and make opportunity of whatever opportunities we are having.
Yes.
So it came late, but better than later. And thank God that we have this summit. Although 1/3 of the Arab countries are not at all in good health.
So, Mr. Ambassador, how can Arab-African cooperation help both regions overcome current challenges?
This is another opportunity because, as you will know, that half of the Arab world is in Africa. We are Arabs, but we are also Africans. And our president, when he had the chance to preside the African Union in 2019, he made an initiative for all the donor countries in order to invest in Africa with the Egyptian experience, because Egypt has a privilege that we are one of the most accepted faces in Africa, and we have a common history fighting the colonialism, fighting for their independence, and we succeed to do that. So this initiative had a positive reaction from Japan, from China, and the European Union also agreed to help us in order to expand in Africa, financing this by the donors and using the Egyptian experience there. So the sky is the limit, but we have to work more and to give more and more attention to this. And thank God that the President himself is there and he knows what do we need and what should we do.
Yes, Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister, thank you, sir, for being with us. Dear viewers, a short break and we'll be back, so stay tuned.